Flowmaster version 7 is a next-generation simulation tool. The product has been comprehensively rewritten using the most modern industry-standard development tools. A new interface guides you through the design process, and a powerful relational database captures all of your knowledge and stores it in a secure and collaborative environment. This short video will introduce you to just some of the exciting and highly productive ease-of-use features. Projects are located within the left-hand tree structure, and within each project you can access and modify your network models. In this instance, we will open the cooling system project and load a network called cooling system. You can now clearly see three distinct working areas. On the left, the project and component catalogs. In the center, the network generation tool, and to the right we have the data input and simulation results environment. You can see that as we pick on a component in the network, all data is reported back within the data fields on the lower right hand side of the screen. And by the use of standard Windows tools such as right mouse click, you can easily access context sensitive commands. In this instance, commands to edit, renumber, replace, change layer, etc. We're now looking at an engine cooling circuit that is complete except for the coolant pump. Let's explore how version 7 allows you to input components and quickly populate data fields. The Flowmaster version 6 data manager has now been replaced by a powerful catalog system where it's quickly possible to access performance data, components and scripts, and materials from within the catalogs tab. The filter command automatically turns off all data that is not specific to this model to facilitate a clear flow of data and easy location of information. Components are stored in the appropriate families, and you have the scope to define your own catalogs based on projects or company names, etc. And we'll expand on this a little later. So let's hone in now on the mixed flow pump. And we'll drag and drop this into our network. Flowmaster version 7 has a powerful new component connection facility. Green tags indicate that this is a fluid circuit and can only be attached to an incompressible circuit. The yellow tags are controller connections. We will take an output from the controller to an input on the pump, and we can clearly see the direction of data flow. The last tags are for connecting signals out from the component. The next step is to connect the component into the system. The next step is to turn off the filter and close down the catalog system so we can concentrate on data input and simulation capabilities. Version 7 allows you to access information quickly. Descriptions of the analytical model used to define the pump are easily accessible, as is a comprehensive help system that explains exactly how to use the component and the underlying mathematical models used. At the lower right hand column, the pump data fields are color coded red. These fields indicate a compulsory data input. The yellow fields indicate optional data input, and all these fields are sensitive to the type of system being modeled and the type of simulation being run, so you are only ever offered the appropriate fields to complete. As ever, it's possible to mix and match units, as Flowmaster will always work back to your preferred unit system. We'll now go ahead and complete the fields required for this pump. For ease of use, curves are now referenced by name rather than reference number. And curves can also be rapidly dragged and dropped from the catalog palette on the left hand side straight into the data field. A powerful search tool allows you to quickly find any curves, surfaces or components by searching on any number of variables or data types. And as Flowmaster now uses a relational database, all users can securely share libraries of components, reducing the time taken to find information and reducing the duplication of effort. Within Flowmaster version 7, a lot of focus has been placed upon the replacement of components and component data. If we use our cooling pump as an example, we may wish to replace this with a custom component that we've already defined and stored within our company catalog. If we highlight the custom component, you can see the intelligent data forms that can be used to capture your data and associated information and engineering rules. Here you can see that we've associated a new symbol, in this case a real image of the component, and we can pre-complete the data fields should you wish. You can add minimum and maximum limits and define the security access rights. If you wanted to swap the existing pump for your custom pump, it's possible to just right-click and use the replace command. This takes you directly to the search environment where you can easily filter for your custom components. Once you proceed with this replacement, the old pump is deleted and the new one inserted and automatically reconnected to the appropriate connections as before. And if we look at the pump in more detail, we can see that there are fields for extended properties. These are for your data or methodology statements, links to repositories for process rules, or any other use that you can define. It's also possible to define non-analytical fields, such as part number, weight, cost, lead time, manufacturer, etc. Security access can also be defined for this component, and this will be covered in a later video. Let's now move on to running a simulation and looking at some results. First, we collect the speed controller as we wish to examine the effects of differing speeds. And for the first run, we will set the speed to 2400 revs per minute. And this will be run as a steady state analysis. For the second simulation, we'll update the pump speed to 4000 revolutions per minute, then update the title and run this new simulation. We now have two result sets, and we can choose to look at them individually. Here we can explore the results from the 2400 revolutions per minute simulation. Or alternatively, we can choose to compare the results at the same time. Here we're viewing the differences in the volumetric flow rate between the 2400 and the 4000 RPM simulations. Flowmaster version 7 uses the first phase of our enhanced simulation data management solution, where the status of the model is recorded and logged at every simulation run. This enables you to interrogate the component for every data setting at every simulation run, and it's possible to reset your model to any prior state.